So in this video, basically, I'm answering a few of your questions from the previous video about Citra Emulator, where I showed you guys how if you say you have a physical game, you can dump it and use in the emulator. But let's say you want to also dump an update, like if you say play Mario Kart 7 and you have an update installed, but that update isn't on the cartridge, it's on the system, and you wouldn't have dumped that update had you followed the previous tutorial. And also, let's say your copy of Mario Kart 7 isn't physical, it's digital, it's on your system, like this copy. So I'm going to show you guys how to dump those games today. So first off, you'll need a modded 3DS. I'm going to say this, modding a 3DS is surprisingly easy. Anyway, go to 3ds.hacks.guide. This is the ultimate website for everything 3DS hacks. Just do this. It's not worth following YouTube guides. Yes, this is a YouTube guide, but this is something that's unlikely to change, unlike 3DS hacking, which changes literally every day. Maybe not that much, but you know what I mean. So anyway, once you've done that, come back to this video and we'll continue. So first off, what you'll want to do is hold the power button on your 3DS and then press the power off button on screen. This will turn your DS off fully, and then once it's off, you can hold the start button and press the power button. This will beat you into God Mode 9, which is what you want to use to dump the cartridges and games and stuff. Extremely powerful piece of software. It can mess up your DS, so be careful. But if you follow what I'm doing, you shouldn't mess anything up. So first off, I'm going to show you how to dump a cartridge, and then we'll get into the updates and installed games. So you'll just want to insert your cartridge into your DS, turn it over, and then wait a second, and then you can scroll down to C:game cart, and that should be a bunch of random stuff. You want to go in here, and basically these are all the files that are on the cartridge and information it's picked up about it. What you'll want to find is the file that's all the little random junk, and then .trim.3ds. This is basically a slightly compressed, not really compressed, but quote-unquote trimmed version of the cartridge that just takes up less space. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to press A on that, and then come down here to copy to God Mode 9. Seems I already have that file, so I'm just going to override it. This will then copy the cartridge itself off the cartridge and into your SD card in the folder, which I'm going to show you after we do all this. Okay, so once that's done, we're going to want to go find the update files for whatever game you're doing. Now, for the purposes of this, I'm going to switch over to dumping a copy of Mario Kart 7, but the process would apply if you're doing this to a game like New Leaf. So you can take out your cartridge now, you don't really need that anymore, and then we can go back to the main menu right here, just press B a bunch of times, and you want to press the home button, and then scroll down, click on Title Manager, and then you'll want to find out wherever your game is stored. It's either on the SD card or the NAND. You should know which one it is. If you don't, you can go check in system settings. Anyway, I know it's on the SD card, so I'm going to go here. And you will probably have more apps installed on your SD card or NAND than this, especially on the NAND. You'll have like a list of like built-in applications. And you'll want to find the game that you're looking for. But you might find two, like for example, I have Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 7. What's the difference? These aren't the same thing. You can see one of them is 638 megabytes and the other one is only 5 megabytes. And the answer is that this one up here, the larger one, is the actual game. Well, down here is the update. If you, for example, dumped a physical game, your update will be in here, even if you don't have the digital game owned. So you'll just want to press A on that, and then Manage Title, and then Build CIA Standard. What this will do is it'll build the update into a CIA file, and then it'll copy it to the GM9 out folder. Then for the big game, you'll want to come up here, press A, Manage Title, and then you'll want to click Build CIA Standard as well. I've already done this before, so I'm not going to do it again because it takes forever, as you saw with New Leaf. So yeah, we're done. But let's go back to New Leaf. I want to install this game to my 3DS so I can play it whenever. You'll just want to insert your cartridge again, wait for it to show up, go up to Game Cart, press A, and then you'll want to go down to Trim and click A, NCSD image options, and then you'll want to click Install Game Image. You'll say SysNAND is locked. Basically, this is like a protection, like a failsafe. You just want to press yes because we do want to do this, and then enter the combination on the D-pad it gives you, and then it'll install the game to your DS, copying all the cartridge stuff, and it'll pop up like you download it from the eShop, which is very useful if you're like me and you take public transit a lot and you just want to have a DS with all your games on it, but you don't want to risk losing your overpriced games. So once you're done, you can just press the A button. Then you want to relock permissions by pressing the A button, and then you can go back. And now you should know how to dump game cartridges, dump installed games, dump game updates, and install cartridges to your system. Now you can just press the start button, and it will restart your 3DS and take you back to the home menu. So now the software is installed, and you can just press A and then unwrap it. And now your cartridge is now officially installed on your system. You can see I can take it out and it still works. I can launch it and do all that sort of stuff. So now what you want to do is to get the actual dumped updates and games and stuff off your system is hold the power button and press power off. And then what you want to do is take the SD card out of your system and plug it into your computer, and I'll meet you there. So first off, you want to open up the 3DS SD card in your computer and then go into the GM9 out folder. This is basically where God Mode 9 puts all the files that you take. They all go in here. And you'll see two kinds, .3ds files and .cia files. Now the basic difference is that a CIA file is something that you installed the 3DS, while a .3ds file is just a 3DS cartridge. Now, in an emulator, you actually have to install the CIA files, while 3DS files you can just run. So if you have a cartridge of, say, Animal Crossing New Leaf, like this one right here, you can just drag that into the folder and play the game. But if you want to install an update, you'll have to dump that CIA, like I showed you earlier, and install that CIA in addition to running the .3ds file. And if you have a digital game, you'll have to install all the CIAs that come along with it. So in order to show you how to do that, you just open up Citra, or whatever your 3DS emulator of choice is. If you want a video on how to do this, you can check out the video on my channel about that. And you'll have a little directory set up. If you haven't, you can click Add Game Directory, and you can just drag the game in there. Now you can also install the digital game by coming up to File, and then Install CIA, and then going into the GM9 out folder, clicking on all the CIAs you want, and clicking OK. Now down here, you'll see a little progress bar, and it'll install the game into the little virtual 3DS that the emulator has. And you'll be able to see, for example, if we do a little refresh, Mario Kart 7 has appeared, and you can see it says version 1.2. That indicates the update is installed. And Animal Crossing should be installed soon. So it's copied over, and we can just maybe do this a little bit more. And you can see New Leaf has popped up. Now that doesn't have the version 1.2, and that's because I did not dump the Welcome Amiibo update. But if you were, you would follow the same steps I did for Mario Kart 7, but you'd also install that CIA file. So hopefully you found this information useful. So have fun playing your 3DS, either on the system or on the computer. And if you have any suggestions, comments, questions, or anything like that, just ask in the comment section. I'll try to reply to most of the stuff. I can't always see everything because there's a lot of you, especially on that other video, but I'll try my best. So have a good day.